Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel. I am Coach Latina Harris. I am a spiritual life coach. I support women that are diagnosed neurodivergent or who are easily distracted with overcoming their fears and feelings of isolation to live the life of their dreams. Happy New Year. I am here to discuss auditing everything beginning this new year. Today, January 6, 2025, I have jumped back on YouTube. Thanks to a YouTuber named Tracy Allen. Tracy Allen popped up in my feed yesterday and I was listening to her and it encouraged me to jump back on YouTube. Now, this was supposed to be a live, but I was having some difficulty with getting the live to launch. So therefore, it's recorded and I'll post it without editing to my YouTube channel. So thank you for watching today. Thank you, Tracy, for the encouragement. And she also mentioned that DoorDash inspired her to jump back on YouTube. And I also was encouraged by DoorDash to jump back on YouTube, but I didn't do it. But today I'm doing it, and here we are. And I thank you for watching this far, and let's get into it. So, word of the year. I haven't selected a word or phrase for this year, but my 15-month-old nephew has. And I say that because this little guy, his word has to be focus. It has to be focused. He's focused on a goal. Let me just tell you, ever since he was able to crawl, he has had a goal to climb the stairs. He has stairs at his parents' house. There's stairs at his grandparents' house. There's stairs at his great-grandparents' house. So all this little guy wants to do is climb the stairs. As soon as we put him on the floor to start crawling, straight to the stairs. When he starts walking, straight to the stairs. Every single time, he's headed for those stairs. Mind you, there's about 30 stairs in his great-grandparents' house, and there's a landing. So he will climb up as high as he can. Usually he gets to the first landing, and then somebody stops him. He used to get to about the third step, and somebody would stop him. So this guy's goal is to climb the stairs. And he made me think about that must be his word for the year, the focus, I mean. So over the Christmas break, he was at his grandparents' house and he was trying to climb the stairs yet again. I decided that I would help him. So I grabbed his little hands and he's taking steps. We finally get to the top of the stairs and this guy looks up at me and he smiles so big, like I have achieved my goal. So I know he is not done. His goal is to get to the top of those stairs by himself. And I believe he'll do that soon. He is he's very determined and very focused. So I want to shout out my little nephew for his word of the year being focus. If you have selected your word for the year or phrase for the year, a mantra, go ahead and drop it in the comments and let me know what you guys are going to be focused on this year. I want to see all the inspiration in the comment section. So, auditing everything. Throughout my life, I have had to take a look at things. So, we audit things to see if they're still a good fit, to see if there's room for improvement, to see if there's things that need to be eliminated. So when you're doing an audit, sometimes it can be a bit challenging because we know that if we are doing an audit, there are some things that are going to change. There's some things that we may need to change. There's some things that we may need to face. Some emotions or feelings may come up regarding those changes, and it's not always easy. So just think about when someone says they're going to be audited by the IRS, right? There's some feelings that go along with that, right? So whenever we're auditing things and looking deeper into things, you're going to find something. Sometimes it's going to be great. Sometimes it's going to be not so great. But what we want to do is have the courage and the faith to go ahead and look at some things and be open to releasing what needs to be released, be open to adding what needs to be added, be open to shifting what needs to be shifted, because you have the power within you to do those things. So I do have some notes here, and I may look down from time to time to refer to my notes, because there's some things that I definitely want to share with you. And when I'm doing an audit, I look at some things. For example, during the pandemic, I started supporting some creators on Patreon because I am considered an essential worker, right? So I never stopped working outside of my home. And there were some creators who were not struggling, but they needed some assistance. So my way of giving back to them and supporting them was to go ahead and support their Patreon. And these creators are still doing great work. Their Patreons are very robust. They do give value for what you're paying for, right? So, but some of them, I'm not sure if I'm still in alignment with them. And it's not a good or bad thing. It's just that where I am in life. So I'm doing an audit on my Patreon to see, there's some ones I want to add. There's some ones I may decrease my contribution. We'll see. We're going to do an audit. So I'm saying that because I started something at a certain point, but now things have changed, because when you're looking at these things, you are not just looking at one area. So supporting a Patreon requires a financial commitment. So am I still able to support this Patreon financially? So it may not even be, it's not anything that they're saying or doing or not adding value. It may be a financial thing. So I have to audit that along with my finances. So some of the things, the areas that I coach in, I have a framework. I've decided to do an audit using that framework. And the framework words are SHINE, it's an acronym, SHINE, spirit, health, income/finances, intimacy/relationships, and enterprise, which covers career, education, advocacy, entrepreneurship. So that's one umbrella. So in our shine area, in our spirit area, we might want to look at what is working for me. What is working for me? What isn't working for me? What do I want to add? Do I want to add more meditation? Do I want to add reading the Bible in a year? It's really up to you. Sometimes we get stuck in tradition, and our spirit, God, divine mind is asking us to do something different to align with our life values and goals. So for me, I'm a spiritual life coach, and I use the term spirit, God, divine mind, higher power, all interchangeably. It's one source, right? So you call your higher power what you call your higher power. I would say divine mind, source, higher power, spirit, God, and some other things. But just so you know, those are the terms I use to define higher power or God. So if you're looking at your spiritual life, you might want to add some things. You might want to begin to journal. You might want to journal using prompts. You might want to commit to a quiet time. You might want to decide what your Sabbath day is going to be. So those are some things you're going to focus on during your audit. So let's look at our health area. In the health area, is my environment healthy? What do I want my health to look like in January of 2026? What do I need to add to my diet? What do I need to add to my routine? What do I need to remove from my diet or my routine? So these are things you're going to be looking at during your audit. Income/finances. There are thousands of YouTube channels talking about budgeting, challenges, all those kinds of things. Are those some things you want to add to your income slash finance area? Do you want to save more? Would you like to increase your income? How am I going to increase my income? These are some areas you want to audit and begin to ask yourself about. Intimacy. So intimacy slash relationships is another big area. Usually around this time of the year, your relationships are shifting. You're beginning to see that, oh, I need to spend more time over here or less time over there. Is this relationship working for me? Am I being fed? Is it mutually supportive? All those kinds of things. Is this easy? Not at all. Not at all. Sometimes you see people on these social media apps saying how they're cutting off people left and right and I'm moving in a different way. And that's all fine and good. But you want to be mindful of how you're doing these things and making sure you're not doing it with malice. What is my intent when it comes to relationship? Who do I want to be? How do I want to be? Who do I want in my circle? And be mindful that just like you're doing audits, they're doing audits too, and you may not make the cut. So just know that it's a two-way street. Okay. So the last area, enterprise. As I said, enterprise covers your career, your business, your advocacy, your education. So what do I want my enterprise to look like? Do I need to add more education to something so that I can move it forward? Should I grow my business? How do I grow my business? Are there some books, podcasts, certifications, and things that I need to listen to or acquire to move forward in my enterprise? So these areas, there's a plethora of information out here for us to decide on, to listen to. That people have left breadcrumbs, plenty of breadcrumbs for us to move forward to conduct audits in our lives. So choose some podcasts, choose some YouTubers that are reputable and that are typically you want to choose people who have done or are doing what you want to do, and that way it's in alignment with what you want to do. So again, you want to conduct a audit for 2025, decide what needs to be cut, what needs to be added, what needs to be shifted. So the areas again are spiritual, health, income slash finances, intimacy, fix those lips, slash relationships, enterprise. Enterprise covers your business, your school slash education, your advocacy, and your, I say your business. Okay, you got it. So remember, we're doing an audit. And throughout the week, I'm going to come back and cover each of these areas in more depth. So tomorrow we'll be looking at the spiritual area and going more into depth on how to do an audit for your spiritual area. And then throughout the week, we'll go through every area, and that way you will have some guidance, some questions you can ask, some things to guide you in your audit. So with that, I would like to thank you for watching my channel. Go ahead and comment below if you have a word or phrase for today. If there's something else you would like to, if you have a question about, comment below. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you again, and keep on shining.